afternoon, everybody. Welcome, TEQnation. Development with your eyes closed. So normally you will see this. Who for you did already a development with your eyes closed at our booth? If you're interested, we are here till 6 o'clock. You can try it out, what Mitchel will explain in a moment. And it's all about developer experience. Within ABN AMRO, we have developer experience very high. We have a team building all the steps to see that our developers can much more easily do their job. One of the things is Mitchel is encountering, because Mitchel is a Java developer. And as a Java developer, everybody who can see on this screen all those arrows in a blink. And now we get the challenge. Can you see also now the arrows? I'm Eddy Vos. I'm a developer experience team within ABN AMRO. This is Mitchel Snel, Java developer at ABN AMRO. And Mitchel will tell you all about it. Mitchel.
Yes. So before we actually get into the whole sound experience, because the screen will remain black for a while, so close your eyes and open your ears for this one. We spoke this morning, we started the day with inclusion and speech-to-text technology for navigation system, Google Assistants, and all those type of things. Here we're going to turn it around. So it's going to be text-to-speech. And we will start with that right now.
Taskbar.
Screen is still visible, just to give you a slow introduction here. So here,
Start window, search box, edit blank.
This is your normal Windows Start menu. And you guys can see all the... Oh, maximize it. Oh, your slide is
0420.
Do you mind if I close it down?
I will close it down.
Slideshow dash slides, lat 0422 line PP.
It's closed.
There you go.
Start window.
Okay, try to. It keeps being technology, everyone. So here we go. You see a start menu here. And for everyone, you can, of course, see the tiles here until
temporary screen
now.
Curtain enabled until next restart.
Now you don't see anything anymore. You only have that search field that it just announced. Let me just re-announce it quickly back.
Start window, search box, edit blank.
So this is the information you of course need. You need to know it's a search field, you need to know it's blank so you can start typing in it and don't get any weird results. And this is how you can search through the start menu. Normally, of course, you would just look at what you see in your start menu, mouse to it, and click on it. But that doesn't work that well for me. I can play around with the mouse, but very rudimentary. So this is, for me, how Windows looks like. But we can go far, we can do far more than this, of course, because this is very standard UI, but you can also write code, of course. So what I'm going to show you is a programming environment.
Eclipse SDK, Swift Message Analyzer.java tab control, edit multi-line selected formula NAC Swift message.
This is currently what is selected, not the starting point, don't worry, because I guess this is not really clear yet. So let's go to the starting point here.
Project Explorer tab control, tree view, level collapsed, level 1 level collapsed.
So let me just read out to you where we currently are.
Lift Java demo collapsed 1 of 7 level 0.
So this is a level 0 in a tree view. Now, this is our project. So we have a project here in Java where I developed a small project where we actually have something that's called a Swift message that's important for international payments where I work. And this project actually takes an input file and transforms it and generates a different output file. Now, to see that, we have to open this project, right? Because now we only see the project. So let's open it and go a level further in this tree.
Expanded, 13 items.
Mitchel, the screen is off.
Yes, I am aware.
Screen curtain disabled.
Now you can do it with screen. So now you see here, or you hear here, the project. You can go down.
Level 1 src/main/java collapsed 1 of 13.
So this is where our classes, our packages for Java are located. You can go into this.
Expanded 1 items.
You can go down.
Level 2 com.abnamro.cb.swift message utils collapsed 1 of 1.
That's the name of our package. You can go further.
Expanded 2 items. Level 3 runs java demo.java expanded 1 of 2.
Logical starting point, run Java demo, which describes exactly what it does, which of course for me is very practical because then it's very easy to find. If you just call this run, which of course could do, I have no idea what it does, and I have to use the context to figure out what the code actually will do for me. So clear naming here for me is quite important, and I think that's a generic thing in code, but you can imagine if you can read one line at a time, which is the case here, that you want to have as clear information on that line as possible. Otherwise, you spend more time going into the context, scrolling up and down to see why the line is relevant. So when you go into this class,
Collapsed runs java demo.java tab control. Edit multi-line Swift message analyzer.
Sorry, I just stopped it quickly because I want to show the top of this.
Package.com.abnamro.cb.swift message utils semi.
So this is our package, and this is how basically every file, Java file, starts. So when you go down,
Blank. Public class runs java demo left brace.
so you hear this, right? You hear where you are, you hear the class, you hear it's public, you hear the brace, so you know where it starts. And you know that at the end of this class, there's another brace. You don't see that, so for me, I generally keep this type of thing in my head and kind of build a mental picture there, so I kind of know what the code does and how it is actually built. Because you can see here with the formatting,
Public static void main left paren, string left bracket right bracket args right paren, left brace.
right? So here you see the main method, and because the main method is jumped in slightly, instead of the class, you see it belongs there. But for me, you didn't hear anything about that. Now you can hear it. I will quickly make it so that we can.
Left click.
Oh, wrong key press here.
Symbol level all.
So symbol level changed. Then we
Right
move it
blank.
back.
Blank.
And we go back to where we were before.
Package.com.abnam blank. Public cloud tab public static void main left paren, string left bracket right bracket args right paren, left brace.
You go down further.
Tab.
And now I know that there are 2 tabs on this line. Do I mind? No, it's a blank line. I don't need to know this. So that's why I generally have my information set to a slightly higher level. Because you have to imagine that if you do this, you hear this for every line. Because if you go down further,
Tab string input file name equals quote q message.txt quote semi.
then you hear this all the time. You hear all the tabs, all the spaces, everything that's on line, you hear it. You can imagine that if you hear that the entire day, it's going to get quite annoying. Especially if you know your own code, if you write it, you know where it belongs, you don't need to have all that information. On the other hand, the positive side for me is to work in an IDE like this is there are also shortcuts to format it for me. Because of course I can't see where it is. So, and then otherwise I would have for each line to say, okay, I press 2 tabs for this line, and this is a statement that I put inside, so I take 3 tabs, and then I do something in that statement, and then take 4 tabs, and then go down, and then when I'm done with my statement, I close it down again, and I have 3 tabs, and I have to do that through the entire process. So I like IDEs a lot because there's one hotkey, Control-Shift-F, and it formats directly. Now here it didn't do much because it's already formatted. It will slide the code automatically in its proper location. Now we see this, right? We see here.
Tab string input file name equals quote q message.txt quote semi.
You see a string for file name. But this is a very simple start. This is our main class. This is what runs the program. But we want, of course, to know what the program itself actually does. So we need to jump further into the code, right? I mean, we want to see it at a lower level. So I go down.
Tab string output file name equals quote response message.txt quote semi. Tab Swift Message Analyzer equals new Swift Message Analyzer left paren, right paren, semi.
And here you see a thing, right? Because Java has classes, which are basically the blueprints of your program, and have methods, which are the functions that it executes. Now, you hear here that you actually have two of the same things. You have Swift Message Analyzer, and you have Swift Message Analyzer. Now, which is which? How do we figure that out? Well, to go letter by letter. And you hear this.
SWIFTMESSAGEANALIZER space SWIFTMESSAGEANALYZER.
So now you heard it twice, right? And if you counted your beeps, you can figure out what the differences are here. Because the first one gave us 3 beeps, right? And the second one gave us 2. And that is because with every capital letter, it makes that beeping noise. And that's how I know that the first one is completely capitalized for each new word, and the second is camel case. And I know from Java, of course, that if you run classes, you have them with capitals, and methods, you have to run them camel case. At least that's a generic convention. So please do me a favor and keep doing that. So now we can go into this method here, right? We can go here to that object here, Swift Message Analyzer.
Swift Message Analyzer selected.
So you see it selected, right? But we want to see the class, right? Because we want to see what this function is. Now, I don't want to move back, so I'm going to cheat a bit. I'm going to move forward instead.
Space N-E-W space.
Because here we have it again, right? The standard start of the initiation of a class. So if we can jump in here, there's a hotkey for that too. So you press F3.
Edit multi-line selected Swift Message Analyzer.
And now you see it different, right? You see the screen again, but we're looking at a completely different Java file. And you already see on that screen the entire Java file. I mean, that's why coders on big screens, right? You can see that class there in one go. But I only hear what is selected here. So I know that I'm in the Swift Message Analyzer class. But that's about it. I have no idea what for the rest is in it. So that's where naming comes in again, because I need to get the information as soon as possible. So what I can do, I can create a list of functions that's actually in this class. So there's a hotkey for that.
Dialog press tick Control plus O tick to show inherited members. Edit blank.
So now we're here, right? And now you see the class in a bit of a different
Tree
way.
view. Level 1 Swift Message Analyzer left paren, right paren, 8 of 14. Create JMS connection fact message responder left paren, string comma, string right paren, colon void 10 of 14 level 1. Formula tag Swift message left paren, string comma, string right paren, colon void 11 of 14 level 1. Formula tag Swift message left paren, string comma, string right paren, colon void 12 of 14 level 1.
So I'm not going to go through the entire class because that would fill my entire time slot. So let's go here first to basically the method that runs this class.
Formula tax message responder left paren, string comma, string right paren, colon void 10 of 14 level 1.
So you can click here and it jumps us directly to where we want to be.
Eclipse SDK, Swift Message Analyzer.java tab control, edit multi-line selected message responder.
So here you see message responder. So I know again what the method does. If I want to hear the entire thing, I need to go back and forth.
Tab / met tab public void message responder left paren, string input file name comma, string output file name right paren, left brace.
Right, then I have the entire signature. So then I know what it does, what it returns, what it needs to work, and all that type of thing. So when we go down,
tab string text in message semi, tab try left brace.
So you see a try here, so I know it will have a catch somewhere. So I know the brace opens here. And so I also know that if I want to close this off correctly, I need to have at least 2 braces for this method. And I know that there are other methods below this, so it should at least have 2 to close this try, catch, and to close the method. So that's the type of thing I tend to keep in my head. Then we go down.
Tab text in message equals read input file left paren, input file name right paren, semi. Tab Swift message string equals Swift message dot parse left paren, text in message right paren, semi. tab swift block 2 swift message block 2 equals message string dot get block 2 left paren, right paren, semi.
Okay, so this is how it generally goes. Let us just go down a bit faster.
Tab logger dot inf blank, tab switch blank, tab case quote 1 4 tab empty 103 4 tab with left paren, text in message dot contains 5 tab formula nac swift message left paren 25 tab logger 4 tab right 5 tab formula nac swift message left paren, text in message comma, output file name right paren, semi.
So this is one of the methods we saw below, right? Now, luckily, I don't have to remember that. I can jump directly to it as well with the same hotkey we used before. So you can go with F3 directly from this method
Formula DAC Swift message selected.
to this method. Same logic applies again. If I want to know the entire signature, I need to go up and down to hear the entire, to hear the entire signature, I need to go up and down again. But if I want to know a bit faster what's actually in this method, I can use the commentary above.
Tab right break black
Here.
tab public void font.
Wait, I say that for this one, and of course it was the same as most people wrote the method, forgot to write the commentary above it. So for this one, but I will show it later where this happens. So when we go down into this message,
Tab try left brace.
other try catch again, by the way, so another 2 brackets here to remember to close this method down.
Tab system dot out dot print left paren text in tab swift message string equals swift tab mt 103 mt1 tab string mt 103 date equals mt 103 message dot get field 32 tab string sender equals mt blank tab mt 103 mt 103 message equals mt 100.
Wait, let me
Tab string mt 103 date equals mt 103 message dot get field 32a left paren right paren dot get date left paren right paren semi.
So you see these methods, right? You see this class, it runs this method here. And I will explain why I'm cheating, because you see the cursor move fast. I will explain that at the end why that's sometimes happening. So when you jump into this, which we can do again,
Edit read-only multi-line selected get field 32a.
so now we're back in another class, and this is part of a library. My Java trainer would say, why use libraries? You can code everything yourself here. But I sometimes prefer to work a bit faster, so I tend to pick up libraries once in a while. So if you go here,
Tab slash star.
this is the beginning of our Java doc. And now you can read.
Tab star iterates through block 4 fields and return the first one whose name matches 32a, comma. Tab star or null if none is found dot less br greater. Tab star the first occurrence of field 32a at mt 103 is expected to be the only one dot. Tab star add return a field 32a object or null if the field is not found. Tab star add c swift tag list block number get tag by name left paren string right paren. Tab star add throws illegal state exception if Swift message object is not initialized. Tab star slash.
So with this Java doc, I can basically figure out all the information I need for the method without having to go through all the lines of code. So good Java doc, and yes, I'm aware of the irony, is very important. And yeah, it's something also, as I noticed myself, I also sometimes tend to forget it when I write code because I'm so happy that it works and like, I get it done, I can on to the next thing. But if you write this above it, it saves a lot of time and effort for everyone to see what the method does and also to make it a bit more clear to people who don't actually use code, because now you can just read the function and you might not get everything that's in here, but at least you know what the method is supposed to do. So now we saw all these classes, right? And we jumped into those with from class to class. But that's sometimes not the best way to do it, because sometimes classes are not connected, or you want to jump back, right? Because now we jumped forwards. So another way to do that is with another hotkey, so we can actually get a search field for all the resources in my project. So what I press here is Ctrl-Shift-R.
Open resource dialog, enter resource name prefix, comma, path prefix or pattern left paren, question, comma, star or camel case right paren, colon, matching items, colon, enter resource name prefix, comma, path prefix or pattern left paren, question, comma, star or camel case right paren, colon, edit blank.
that was a lot of information, right? Sounds very difficult here. It is actually very simple. You just start typing the name of the class you want to find. So in this case, we know we started with the run Java demo. So if I type run in here,
Matching items list runs java demo.java java demo /src /main /java /com /abnamro /cb /swift message utils 1 of 1.
and then we go back here.
Eclipse SDK star runs java demo.java tab control edit multi-line tab swift message analyzer equals new swift message analyzer left paren right paren semi.
And this is familiar, right? Here's where we jumped into that analyzer that we just saw with all those methods and all those difficult steps after. Now, just give a quick view on how I generally tend to use it, because this is kind of the slowed down version of what I tend to use. So of course I don't use a screen because, why use the electricity if it's not required anyway?
Temporary screen curtain,
So then it goes
enabled
like
until
this.
next restart.
And then we speed it up a bit.
Variant rate 55, rate 75, rate 85.
About this.
Tab string output file name equals quote response message.txt quote semi. Tab string input file name equals quote q message.txt quote semi. Blank. Tab public static void main left blank. Public class run java demo left brace.
And now we're back at our class. This is how I tend to use it. Let me slow it down a bit.
Blank. Variant premium voice arena volume 80 pitch 50. Volume voice variant premium rate 85. Rate 65 rate 60. Public blank. Public class runs java demo left brace.
And here we're back at where we started. Now, this is text-to-speech technology, so basically, of course, it translates everything into speech. But why I could cheat a bit with my cursor here is because I have a thing in front of me called a Braille display, and let me show you on the screen how that looks.
NVDA menu preferences subtool view near rerun create manage Python Braille speed Braille viewer B Eclipse SDK star runs java demo.java tab control edit multi-line public class runs java demo left brace.
Now you see a lot of dots, and those dots actually represent here this line, public class run java demo left brace. And every time I move,
blank tab public static void main left paren string left bracket args right paren left brace.
those dots change. Now, I have a bar in front of my computer here which translates this into 40 characters every time, and there are keys there where I can move directly the cursor from where it is now to the beginning, for example. And then it jumps directly there. So I don't need to actually go letter by letter through the code all the time, because I would grow mad by it. If you saw the length of those lines sometimes, it takes ages to get there where you want to go. So I'm very happy that there are ways to jump around in it. Now this might seem like very specific, but you already saw this is the same laptop that I have here that Eddy used in the beginning to show your PowerPoint slides. The software that's running on this is completely open source, built in Python. If you want to do something crazy with it, go ahead. And this is specific, but speech software is integrated far, far further than you might be aware of. It's integrated in every Windows machine. Every iPhone has it built in. Every MacBook has it built in. In Android phones, it's available. So every device basically you pick up during the day has some type of speech output. Now, of course, it has limitations sometimes. I mean, there's a reason that they built specific software for me here. But basically, every device can use speech output and is thereby accessible for me. And technology does not end there. We spoke about this morning, there was a thing about machine learning and artificial intelligence, and through all the presentations today, you've seen it coming back everywhere. And it doesn't stop for recognizing pictures or for actually solving business problems. It can also be used to make my life easier. There's an app, for example, from Microsoft, which is free. It's called Seeing AI. And it does exactly that. It's, with machine learning, it actually is able to recognize documents, to recognize pictures, to check colors, for example, to be able to read currencies or light intensity. So there are lots of ways that technology can be used. And this is one of them. This allows me to do my work. I'm very happy because I can create new things every day, and I can immediately see if it works or not. And actually, yeah, it keeps changing every day, and I really like the challenge, because every day for me is unique, because something that might be very simple for you might be very complicated for me, or the other way around, because sometimes you try to find things with mouse and you can't see it on the screen anymore, the toolbar is hidden or whatever, but there's always a hotkey bringing you there. And especially with IDEs, they're built to be able to use it without the mouse, so you don't need to stop and take your hands off the keyboard. So for me, it really works. And yeah, thank you for listening. And yeah, if you have questions, please shoot.
Are there any questions?
You.
Please raise your hand. I come with the mic.
I have a question about, for example, like the words are used to describe what's on the screen, like it says semi or I don't know, the parentheses, what they were called, but can you in any way customize it, or do you ever feel the urge to customize it?
Yes, you can customize it in two different ways. As I showed, you have that symbol level. So I set it to all to also make you a bit aware of what's all on those lines. But generally, for example, when I'm reading, I don't want to know all that, right? I don't need to know where the question marks and the dots and all of that are. So then I can change it.
Symbol level none. Symbol level some.
Like this. And I can also change language. So now, because of course it's English, I set it all to English. But if I want it in Dutch, I can.
Variant Premier Voice Serena English, United Kingdom. Voice Serena.
Voice Claire Dutch, Nederlands. Blank. Public Classroom Java demo.
And then,
Blank.
if I put the symbol level back.
Symbol level most. Symbol level all. Dat public static void bij haakje openen. String rechthaak openen, rechthaak sluiten, argshaakje sluiten. Accolade openen.
Then you have the Dutch alternative. And you can do that with a lot of different languages, but I tend to adjust it to the language that I'm working in.
Does that answer your question? Yeah. Hi, it says some hands.
Voice Claire.
Voice.
I've got a question. How do you know there's a compilation problem? For instance, you do not have declared
Blank.
Boolean,
Tab.
so it's...
Well, that's very simple. I can show you. So let me make a mistake here on purpose in this case. So if I add an extra comma here, you see like problems now, right? If I save it.
The screen is off, Mitchell.
Oh, screen is still off, right? My
Screen
bad.
curtain disabled.
Okay, red squiggles.
Tab,
So there we go. And now you see it, and when I save it, it does this. It's not happy. And I can actually see
Blank.
that as well, because if I move here,
14 tick. Tick, tick, tick selected.
so I see that it's wrong, because on my Braille display I see error, I see those ticks selected here, and I can actually also see what's happening or trying to solve it. If I press
No
this,
suggestions available 1 of 1.
so Eclipse doesn't know yet what to do with it,
Pane.
but when I
Edit multi-line selected tick, tick,
do
tick.
this, let me just check this, if this goes as I want. Go here.
No suggestions
go
available.
here. How do I get that again?
No dialogue list.
Here we go.
No suggestions available 1 of 1.
So here you see this, and then if I wait a second.
Eclipse SD.
Come on, do what I want. Go here, no. Keep making it worse, I think. 1 second. Go here.
No suggestions available 1 of 1.
So we see this, and I think, is it this way? Or I'm going to try one last thing, otherwise I'm going to explain what it should do.
No suggestions
So
available.
go here,
Dialogue
There we
list.
go.
No suggestions available 1 of 1.
and if I do. No. So what I tend to be able to do, normally if I press Shift-Tab here, it should tell me what actually the error is. So it will tell me, like in this case, that I put invalid tokens here, or should delete them, and then I kind of know what's happening. And of course, if there's a solution here, it will provide me a list. I can click on it and it will save it and make the changes. And it does make a different sound for errors or warnings, and if of course it's perfect, it doesn't show me anything.
Eclipse.
That's how it works.
Okay, we still have the
Tick,
next
tick,
question here.
tick, 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 tick.
We see that you use Eclipse. What about Intellier?
It's an accessibility thing. So for me, I just started with Eclipse and I made that work for me. And I had a rudimentary look in IntelliJ, but I couldn't figure it out with one glance, basically. So if I want to use it, I really need to deep dive the program and basically put Eclipse next to IntelliJ and think, okay, I need to go to a package explorer. How do I do it in IntelliJ? And then I need to figure out the hotkeys for that, see if they work as expected, and if it also displays then for me in speech the package explorer. And I need to do that for every small thing. So I think it can be made accessible, but it will take time.
More questions?
A colleague from my team uses inverted colors because of his eye condition, and he uses NetBeans, so it's almost the same question. So how should he, in what way can he use text-to-speech to guide this, to help him? And how can he start using text-to-speech? Because it's very close to the screen and inverted colors, and maybe text-to-speech can help him.
Actually, the simplest thing to get used to it is press, I assume he's using a Windows machine, he's pressing Control Windows key Enter, then his computer starts to talk directly. The software I'm using is called NVDA from NV Access. That's an Australian company. And there is an add-on in this case for Eclipse, which will highlight the errors and warnings and such. The rest, what I all showed, are hotkeys within Eclipse and is normal accessibility. So whenever you open Eclipse, you can access this the way I showed it today. Does that help?
More questions?
Hi, thank you for your talk. I have kind of two questions in one. How innovative is the world of accessibility? How often are there improvements to the tools that you use every day? And what is maybe one or two features that you look forward to, existing at some point that would really help you out?
Okay, so your first question, it's quite broad for me, to be honest, because accessibility is as wide as you can imagine.
More specifically, of course, for non-seeing, maybe computer users.
Yes, yeah. So normally the software gets an update about every 3 months or so, and the add-on itself does not change that much. So for me, that's about it. And actually, I tend to need to find things out as I find them. So in that aspect, it doesn't change that much. And then it's also, of course, a security thing. So I don't update too often because, it's a secured machine, so I don't want to do anything strange with it. But accessibility-wise, it doesn't really change that much. If the people who develop the actual program are not busy with accessibility, you don't see it changing very fast. Then for your next question, actually, that might be a weird answer, but the thing I'm looking forward to the most is that they finally finalize a Tesla which can completely drive itself, because then I'm finally able to drive a car. That would be awesome. So that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Any more questions? And I thank you for coming. And if you want to experience also the same what Mitchel experienced, please come to our booth. We have a laptop set up, you can have a headset up, and you can try it yourself out. So, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.